Most guys think touch is about where, but it's actually about how and when. The difference between friendly and electric isn't the body part, it's the intention and awareness behind it. I'm going to show you 15 specific spots that create instant chemistry when touched the right way. These aren't the obvious zones everyone talks about. These are the places that make her suddenly aware of you in a completely different way. Before we get into that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and ring that notification bell to stay up to date on all our videos. 1. The space between her thumb and index finger. This spot is incredibly intimate without being overtly sexual. When you're sitting next to her, reach over and gently press your thumb into that webbed area between her thumb and index finger. It's unexpected enough to get her attention, but subtle enough to feel natural. The nerve endings here connect directly to her nervous system in a way that creates this low-level buzz. Try it during a moment when you're already close, like when you're looking at something together on her phone. She'll feel it immediately. 2. The hollow at the base of her throat. Most guys go for the neck but miss this completely. That small hollow right at the base of her throat, just above her collarbone, is one of the most vulnerable spots on her body. When you touch it, even just trailing one finger across it, she feels exposed in the best way. It's the kind of touch that makes her breath catch. This works best when you're already face to face, and the moment has that charged feeling. Let your finger rest there for just a second longer than expected. 3. The ridge where her jaw meets her ear. This is where tension lives. Run your thumb along that ridge from her ear down toward her chin and you'll feel her whole body respond. It's firm enough to not feel ticklish, but intimate enough to shift the energy between you. Most women hold stress right here, so when you touch it with intention, it triggers this release that feels both relaxing and arousing at the same time. Do this when she's talking and watch how her focus shifts entirely to your hand. If you're done being passive and ready to show up differently around women, comment ready. Let's see who's actually stepping up. 4. The inside of her elbow. The skin here is ridiculously soft and almost never gets touched with intention. When you're sitting together, casually run your fingers along the inside of her elbow. It's one of those spots that registers as affection at first, then quickly becomes something more. The proximity to her pulse point makes it feel more intense than it should. Say something like, "Your skin is so soft here," and let your hand linger. She'll notice how deliberate you're being. 5. The soft spot behind her ankle bone. This one catches women completely off guard. If you're sitting in a position where her foot is near you, maybe she's stretched out on the couch, gently press your thumb into that soft hollow right behind her ankle bone. It's such an unusual place to be touched that it immediately gets her attention. The sensation travels up her leg in a way she doesn't expect. This works because it's so specific that she knows you're paying attention to her body in detail. 6. The center of her palm. When you hold her hand, most guys just interlock fingers. Instead, use your thumb to slowly trace circles in the center of her palm. This spot is loaded with nerve endings, and the circular motion creates this hypnotic effect that makes her hyper-aware of your touch. It's intimate without being aggressive, works perfectly when you're walking together or sitting across from each other. The repetitive motion builds tension in a really subtle way. 7. The top of her shoulder blade. Not the shoulder itself, the actual blade. When you're standing behind her or beside her, place your hand flat on her upper back so your fingers rest on top of her shoulder blade. Apply gentle pressure. This area doesn't get touched often, and it creates this protective, possessive feeling that reads as both comforting and sexual. It's especially effective when you're in a crowded space and you're guiding her through. She'll lean into it without thinking. 8. The small dip above her hip bone. Everyone knows about grabbing hips, but that small dip right above the hip bone? That's different. When you're close to her, maybe pulling her in for a hug or standing behind her, let your fingers find that indent and apply light pressure. It's delicate enough to feel careful, but direct enough to feel intentional. This spot makes her immediately aware of how close you are. Your hand naturally wants to slide lower, and she knows it. 9. The side of her ribcage just below her arm. This area is almost never touched, which is exactly why it works. When you're hugging her or she's beside you, let your hand rest on her ribcage just below her armpit. Not on her chest, not on her back. Right there on the side. The skin is thin here and extremely sensitive. It feels protective and intimate at the same time. Most women aren't expecting to be touched here, so it shifts the entire dynamic of the moment. 10. The back of her knee. If her legs are anywhere near you, maybe you're sitting on a couch and her knees are bent, lightly run your fingers across the back of her knee. This spot is weirdly sensitive and gets almost no attention in daily life. The touch is subtle enough to seem innocent, but specific enough to feel purposeful. It's one of those places that makes her wonder if you did it on accident or on purpose. Let her wonder. Pay attention to this one. It's the most commonly underestimated spot on this entire list. 11. The curve where her neck meets her shoulder. This isn't just touching her neck or her shoulder, it's that exact curve where they connect. Place your hand there with your thumb on one side and fingers on the other, like you're gently holding that junction. The combination of warmth and pressure in this spot does something to women that's hard to explain. It feels possessive without being controlling. Works best when you're standing close and talking. She'll tilt her head slightly into your hand without realizing it. 12. The space between her spine and shoulder blade. When you're behind her or beside her, slide your hand under her hair and place your fingers in that valley between her spine and shoulder blade. Apply firm, steady pressure. This area holds tension that most people don't even realize is there. When you press it, she gets this dual sensation of relief and awareness. It's the kind of touch that makes her stop what she's doing. Say something like, "You're tense here," and she'll melt into your hand. 13. The underside of her forearm. The outer part of the forearm gets touched all the time. The underside? Almost never. When you're sitting next to her, turn her arm over and trail your fingers from her wrist to her elbow on the inside. The skin here is thin and sensitive in a way the outer arm isn't. It's such a deliberately intimate gesture that it instantly changes the tone. This works especially well if you're already in a conversation that has some tension or chemistry building. 14. The area just below her collarbone. Not the collarbone itself, the soft area directly below it. When you're facing her and things are already charged, let your fingers rest in that space between her collarbone and the top of her chest. It's close enough to more obvious territory that the restraint itself becomes the point. She's aware of where your hand could go but isn't going. That awareness is what creates the chemistry. Let your fingers stay still. The stillness is doing all the work. 15. The soft tissue between her knuckles. This is the smallest, most specific spot on the list, and also one of the most effective. When you're holding her hand, use your thumb to press gently into the valleys between her knuckles on the back of her hand. The tissue here is soft and the sensation is oddly intimate. It's such a detailed, deliberate touch that she knows you're completely focused on her. It feels caring and sensual at the same time. Most guys never touch a woman this specifically, which is exactly why it works. Up next, discover what women do when seeking sexual approval, or learn the naughty questions that turn her on. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.